Hi guys, it's Jamie here and it's day 3 of the Junk Journal July challenge, and today's prompt is botanicals. Now, to be honest, there aren't many memories that I have surrounding the Victoriana style botanicals. Going to Sabah in Borneo and seeing orangutans is a massive memory for me, but I don't think I can draw an orangutan. And the only other thing I can think of is Kew Gardens, which I've been to a few times, that's beautiful and is a botanical gardens. I just went through some of my stash to see what I had. I've got some stamps that have got botanicals on. I've got some of these sort of sticker drawings. These are all stickers that are botanicals. I've got this little book that's got loads and loads of pictures in it, some of which are botanicals, and I have a botanical flip through keychain. The other day I was cutting out some scraps from some coffee stained paper. I think it would be interesting to use this. I have last night, because this is vellum, I didn't know what I was going to do, but I just stuck down some watercolour paper. I think what I'm going to do is go through this book here and collage botanicals on this, and then frame it using the coffee stain paper. So let's just get all of this stuff that I'm not using out of the way. Now it's just a question of, do we just lay it down or do we do some tearing? I think that's what roughly we're going to do. So now it's just gluing and sticking. Tear it wherever, and then I don't know, does that look okay for botanicals, or should I try and draw some kind of leaf and not bother with this? I've got all the little circles, of course, could add those. Maybe could try and create something that might be like berries or something. Oh, I just saw this. I was just thinking, oh, that's a load of berries on a twig. So maybe just create, yeah, I like that idea. Okay, we're just going to try and create this. I think this will be the last of these circles, so I've got plenty left for another project. And then it's whether you draw those stems or tear them, and I'm going to see if you can tear them. So you can lift bits up and stick it under like that. Such close work and attention to detail going on here. I want to lift this one, put it under there and there. I can do a bit of shading and things on that. That's got a few of those bits on. Then what you could do is just add some more of these babies. It's getting to be quite a full berry thingy. It's also creating a bit more of a decoupage effect. Very gently PVA over the whole lot and let it dry. While I was waiting for this to dry, I was putting away some other stuff. I found the little bee. It had a big board around it, which made him too big for the page, but now I've cut him out a little bit. I think he fits the page beautifully. So there we go. Just think he adds a little something. I know that his wings now going across that, but actually I didn't mind covering that up a bit, and that was part of the aim. When I shade this in, I'm probably not going to go for the reds of the original. I might well go for either the black, like the bee, or a very, very dark brown. And yeah, I will use oil pastels, but this still has more drying to go. I had to think about it, and I decided that Kew was a very good botanical memory for me, because in my mid-20s, before children, I used to drive from Bournemouth up to Kew, park up at Kew, which was free, and then get a one-day pass for London, underground pass. And I used to do this quite regularly, particularly over the summer, maybe every other Sunday, and then go to different areas of London as well as visit Kew Gardens. So I feel much happier now with the botanical prompt. Actually, this whole thing is becoming a bit of a trip down memory lane, very nostalgic. As a result of making the connection between Kew and personal memories for me, I decided I'm going to add a sort of tag top label to this, which will say Kew Gardens. I'm going to attempt to write that neatly-ish, and I am just going to do it in block. My lettering is not that great, guys. Sometimes I'll put fake blocking. I might do that. I'll have a look. As this is still drying, what I will do is glue this on now. I'm going to have to use the Fabri-Tac glue because it's going onto vellum at the back. It's completely sealed down on the back now, not going anywhere. Got to leave this to dry for a little bit longer, though it's getting there. It is getting there. And I'm back, and I did fill in this just to give it a bit more punch. Like I said, I'm not the best at lettering. I'm really not. I'm going to do some shading now to try and make this pop a little bit more, so I'm actually going to like outline. I'm not worried if it goes on to, in fact, I'd kind of quite like it if it goes on to the collage. I've chosen a sort of reddy brown because I think the original was a deepish red, not brown, but a deepish red. The original really did have a lot of outlining on it, so it's not just me randomly just doing loads and loads of outlining. The original was like that, and it just had some areas that were slightly thicker than others. With oil pastels, if you're not happy, if you think it's too thick, which I do a little bit, you can just smudge. Too much shading. What colour's going to work to pull that up? Maybe that lightish orange, maybe, or is that still too dark? Maybe. Oh, I've got a mustard. I need to get some white through that one now because I've kind of am I getting there? Yeah, I think I need to smudge this edging out a bit. I'm very tempted, madly, to get some black on those edges or a gel pen or something. Yeah, I quite like that. Maybe not all over, just little bits of it. I'm probably going to wreck these pens. I always end up saying not all over and then going all over. Yeah, that's slightly nicer, isn't it? With the black outlining that's a bit too much, but I don't think there's much I can do about that. I'm just looking for where there's dark areas where you would put a bit more black, maybe, just very gently in. I never thought I'd fuss so much about some berries. What's happened as a result of that is the bee is looking a little bit fresh and new in comparison to this, so I feel like I need to do something to the bee now. And it's what do you do to this bee? Can you do the same sort of thing? I'm not sure what's going to happen as a result of doing this, but let's just do it anyway. It's definitely dulled him down a bit, but I always call animals him, like there's no females in the animal world. I'm doing this quite deliberately now, by the way, in this corner. Quite a bit on the wings, probably. How's my bee looking? Like he doesn't really fit in, but that's okay. That's okay. We won't worry too much about bees and whether they fit in. They do fit in, they are needed. We need to support the bees. I'm just sketching in back some of these sketchy lines that were originally in the bee to see if that helps him a little bit. And adding a few extra, of course, because that's what I do. He's not perfect, but he's all right. I think he fits the framing better. Now, where I did that in that corner, I'm going to do the same in this corner. And what else do we want to do to this? Probably run an edge down all of it a little bit and do something here with this Kew Gardens sign that's looking a little bit clean. That's a black. I don't want to do black. What I might have to do is do a sponge, and I might even use, should I use a distress ink? Quite nice. Just quite like that. Now I wonder if we should distress the edges in brown rather than the red along here. Oops. Of course, if I don't like any of this, I don't quite know how I'm going to correct it now. Yeah, I like it where it's got a little bit of white there. I wonder if I can just get a bit more white back in this page. I know I've just taken it out, so now I'm putting it back in. I think it's helping to, maybe I'm doing it with a slightly dirty finger, to punch those flowers out from the berries out from the background. I feel like I'm fiddling now for the sake of it, and I don't really need to. I think I'm done. I think I'm genuinely done, and I don't really need to fiddle on with that anymore. I think I'm quite happy with that. It's botanical. It fulfills the brief. It's got some collaging in it. It's got some, what else did we do? It's got some oil pastels. It's got some ink. Sort of the usual combo really, but in a very different way to here. For the next one, the prompt is details. I'm not sure I really do have, because I've tried to make these memories like personal to me. I'm struggling with details, and there's something I've got in mind which actually means I need to start tonight, because it's not something I can do in a few minutes and just like film sections of what I'm doing. Please like, follow, subscribe, comment, do all the things that you can do to help promote this channel and help me get a few more views. It's so gratefully received. Obviously only subscribe if you're interested in what I'm doing and what I'm trying to achieve here. Thank you very much.